Hi, guys. Today we're going to talk about why nobody should finance a car. Reasons why you shouldn't finance a car, from my experience, is I have a 2010 Toyota Prius and I have a 4-year loan on it with a 7.9 interest rate. I'm paying $176 every 2 weeks, and I was paying the legality matters about it too of full coverage, which was over $300 a month for full coverage. I got a quote from the general. Turns out they were going to charge me $600 a month, which is outrageous. And the lady was like, "Oh, so you want to go ahead with it?" And I was like, "No, of course I don't want to go with it. I mean, damn woman, I could get a mortgage on a house for that, or at least close to it." It's just ridiculous, with the way society is sometimes. But if you end up financing a car, you're going to spend years paying for that car. I mean, you're better off just saving $10,000 up in a year, which is the equivalent to putting about $30 a day away into a savings account, and then waiting to get your tax return, and then you go out with 10 grand in your pocket, just buy yourself a nice new or used car. That's decent. Toyota, Honda, Subarus are decent as well. But don't go out and you know make payments on a vehicle for 4 consecutive years in a row. That's just stupid, quite frankly. People who, like in my situation, it's like, well, Sean, why did you do that? I mean, if you knew that's the way it was going to be, well, my van broke down at the time. I didn't have money put away because, unfortunately, I live paycheck to paycheck, and it's hard to do. So the money I do get for myself, I usually waste it on stupid stuff like this, Wawa drink that costs nearly $5 um, over and over again throughout the day, and that's why I'm left broke and I don't have money. Unless you have a decent paying job where you've been there for years and you're making $50,000 a year and you'd like to maybe perhaps build your credit, that's the only possible positive outcome I could really see coming from financing a vehicle. Other than that, if you can buy anything outright or save up to buy anything outright, even if you have to buy a piece of crap car for a couple years, a car that you can buy for, say, get your tax return, buy it for $2,500, pay for your taxes and tags. First of all, you won't have to pay full coverage, although you should if you own your own vehicle. What I use is Root Insurance, which is great because now I only pay $132 a month. They monitor your driving for 2 weeks, and then after that, they obviously the premiums go up year after year annually. But yeah, it definitely seems to be the way to go. So don't finance a car. Don't be an idiot like me. It will rob you of your time that you won't get back. Right now, I'm doing Uber. Um, I'm sick and tired of security jobs because they just consist of standing around, essentially doing nothing. Feel like your mind is literally wasting away, and so is your potential. And before you know it, a couple of years have gone by, and you're like, "What the fuck did I just do with all my time?" So, um, the only aspect that I enjoyed out of ever obtaining my licensing to be as armed security guard while I was in school was the fact that I went to class. That was the only enjoyable part about it. Once I got actually out to the job, it sucks a lot. And I hate it. And I don't want to ever do it again. So now I'm looking into HVAC and plumbing, which I've gone to school for as well and completed. So I'm looking into the Garda World, state jobs, government jobs. I applied as a correctional officer in the state of Delaware. Um, you know, Possibilities are endless. I'm going on a bit of a tangent here from my main topic, but yeah, like I said, if if you can own anything outright, it's worth the time of day to put the money away and do it right and be a little structured about how you go about things in life and make sure that you um, are frugal with your money. Not so much to a point where you're like a penny pincher and you can't enjoy anything in life, but definitely to a point where um, you're able to put a substantial amount of money away, a little cushion to sit on in case something happens, lay off, what have you. Like I said, $30 a day for a year, that's not too much to ask for, I don't think. That's what I've been doing this year. You did the math, everything is basic math. If you can work out the math, 30 bucks a day for an entire year, that's it's a little over $10,000 in your account. I mean, how many people can say that they have $10,000 in their account of all ages? Not too many. Not too many at all. So, like I said, do things a smart way. You won't be paying any interest at all. It's just like, here's the money, buying the car, know it's a good car. Here you go. Is there a warranty for it? Like I said, the Root Insurance app is good. I'm saving $200 something now because I switched from Travelers auto insurance to Root. $132. I had the option of paying $115, but I chose $132 for extra coverage for bodily damage. And as far as Uber is concerned, I would not recommend full time. I was out there for 2 hours and I made $19 in Philadelphia, and that doesn't account for tax. It doesn't account for gas. So Uber is not really all it's meant out to be. You see the money coming in, it's like, ooh, wow, I'm making money. But really, when you break down the numbers, there's videos on YouTube about this as well. It's not worth it. At best, it's good for maybe an hour, maybe 3 days out of the week, here and there. It's not worth destroying your car to deal with crappy attitudes of other drivers out on the road. The countless potholes all throughout the city of Philadelphia. The damage and expenses, the mechanical repairs that you will have to make to your car on a frequent basis. A lot of the work you'll end up doing yourself because when you take it in a place like Manatee, they'll, my tire rods went bad and my bearings went bad, and they were going to charge me $1,200 to repair it. Luckily, I had a family friend or whatever, come over and help me out with the bearing. The tire rods, unfortunately, the bolts were so rusted on, I couldn't even get them off, even with the WD-40. So I actually had to bring it up to a mechanic, and even he is known as a cheap mechanic, which is why he's pretty popular. But he does a good job. He's an Arab guy. He works up on Philadelphia Pike in Delaware. So he put my tire rods on and practically almost aligned my car for me. I still have to get the alignment, which is going to be another $95. You see what I'm saying here? It's not worth it at all. So I'm gonna. What do you think, Tiffany? What's your opinion on all this?
All good.
What? No, it's not. It's not all good.
Get the camera off.
Hey, Tiffany, guess what?
What?
You know what today is?
What?
Today is my birthday. You know
Really?
what?
You didn't know that.
You know what that means?
What?
I'm 28 years old, and you know what that means?
What?
I got to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Got to get my shit together. I'm gonna get a CDL, drive a truck, make 50 grand a year, work for a decade, buy a house outright, and a car. I'm not gonna waste any more of my time on those suckers or those interest rates or ever apply for a credit card. Fuck them all. You know what? We're gonna spend 10 years there. Take care of my girl's dad, whatever. Drive a truck, pay this place off, save up $400,000 with the truck, be a Walmart truck driver, get my CDL in a month, USA Trucking in Delaware, get my permit. And in 3 years, how much will I be making, Tiffany?
What?
Remember I told you earlier how much I'll be making on
300,000?
No. how much I'll be making a year as
75,000?
a Walmart driver.
75,000?
Yeah, $75,000 a year as a truck driver, as opposed to going to college for years. At this point, this semester, they gave me 2 classes for the entire semester, even though last semester, I received a B, an A, and a C in a class. Thought my GPA would have gone up a little bit, but they only approved financially. It only approved me for 2 classes for the entire semester, and that is a total waste. So if they're going to do that, I might as well just drop out and be a truck driver. Make $75,000 for 10 years. That's how much is that? How much is? Well, let's say it's after tax. Let's say it's going to be $60,000 a year, right? So if we get the calculator out, 6 times 10, right? 1, 2, 3 times 10. So that'll be $600,000. But I have to subtract 3 years from that because you need 3 years driving experience. So really it's going to be 7 years. But even at 7 years, even if I rounded it down to $50,000 a year, after all taxes, it's still after 7 years, it's still going to be $350,000. So we just buy a house outright for $350,000. The only problem is with real estate, the prices keep going up. So houses are probably going to be really hard to afford later down the road without getting a mortgage. But cross the bridge when I get to it. But I want to own my shit outright, so nobody has me under their thumb. And if a job doesn't work out, I can say, fuck you, I own my house and you don't. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Right, Tipper Meister?
That's good.
Now we're going to watch Once Upon a Time, go to sleep, wake up, renew my license tomorrow, and things will be good. All right, guys, take care and have a good night.